Namaste and good morning. Hope I'm audible. Namaste and good morning.
Namaste.
How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Good, good.
Good.
And about Sheetal, everything fine? Is my voice clear, right?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So we will start with the session. Before we start, would like to chant a prayer and a mantra. Just keep your eyes closed. I will chant one prayer and then we will chant Om one time. Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya. Take a long breath and chant Om one time. Om. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much. Okay. So today we will start with the parts and the process of the respiratory system. Yesterday we have just introduced what is respiratory system, and we have also seen about the definition. We have seen about some composition of the gases. We have just seen how we should breathe, the rate of respiration as well, how much amount we should breathe in and how much amount we should breathe out in general practice. So today, now we have to see the parts and how it functions. So the anatomy is what? The study of the parts, that is what the structure of the respiratory system, and the physiology is what? That is, we need to understand or know the concept or how these parts function or how these organs will function. So first we study with the anatomy of the respiratory system, that is the parts. So make it diagrammatic representation right over here and check it out your diagram. So this diagram is now about the respiratory system. Here is our region of the throat, and to this region of our throat, please draw the diagram with me. Here we see the windpipe, that is our trachea. To this trachea, you will see the branches of the trachea. So you have it here, the lung. And if you see, this is the first part, that is the primary source of the air, that is the nose. This is the secondary source, that is the mouth. This is your pharynx region. This region is the pharynx region. Then you will have the epiglottis. After the epiglottis, you will see in the respiratory system the windpipe. So here I will not draw the food pipe, I will just draw the windpipe. The food pipe is with the red marker. So from the mouth, if you will check it here, the red marker, but the continuity of the pipe is with the black color. So I have just made it with the black from nasal cavity over here, the windpipe. Then after the epiglottis, you will see the cartilage rings. Those cartilage rings are nothing but our trachea. Trachea is our windpipe, and these are the branches of trachea in our lungs. These the lungs. If you will see the diagram properly, you will notice that I have drawn 3 branches of trachea in our right lung and 2 branches of trachea in our left lung. Can you notice here? This is 1, 2, 3 branches of trachea in the right lung. And if you will see here, this is your left lung, L. There you will find only 2 branches of trachea. Why? Because of the heart, which is located right in the center, is slightly tilted to the left side. And we have only 2 branches of trachea in our left lung, and we have 3 branches of trachea, our windpipe, in our right lung. Due to the location of the heart, that is situated in the center but slightly tilted to the left side. So always remember, our size of the left lung is a bit smaller than the size of our right lung. Our left lung is a bit smaller in size than our right lung due to the location of the heart that is slightly tilted to the left side. Have make this diagram first quickly and we will proceed further. About the food pipe and the windpipe. Do you remember about the food pipe and the windpipe? As we have mentioned, if you will see, the red one is the food pipe, the mouth. So this red color marker I will show. That is our food pipe. And if I will choose this black color marker, that is our windpipe. Now, can you tell me which pipe is in the front or which pipe is at the side, or how are these food pipe and the windpipe? Are they located side to side or are they located back and front? I will ask. Yes, Leila.
They look like they're side to side.
So these food pipe and windpipe are side to side, you are saying.
That's what it looks
Enough.
like.
I have not drawn it. I have not drawn
Oh,
it.
okay. I thought it, so what was the question? Are they side to side or are they back and front?
Yes. In our,
I think they're back and front then.
yes, they are back in front. You are right now. And which one is at the back or which one is in the front, the food or the windpipe? Can you guess? Or
I think the food pipe is in the front and the wind's in the back. The opposite.
yes. So the windpipe is always in the front. If you will see the windpipe right over here, I made the cartilage rings. If you see and just touch your own neck and the front, you will find or figure it out those rings of cartilage in the front. So the food pipe is always travels behind the windpipe. Will not draw here. This is not the digestive system, but this red thing, if we will see, if you can see, it goes right and it the digestive system starts.
Oh,
So from behind. So who splits? Which organs splits this food pipe and windpipe? This one, the epiglottis.
okay.
What does it do? It just sends the food to the food pipe and it sends the air to the windpipe. So in the digestive system, we studied that this epiglottis, which works as an involuntary organ, allows the food to enter only the food pipe. If by mistake only the food particle drops in the windpipe, then we will cough or a person could even risk his life if some huge particles of food can get stuck in the windpipe.
Mhm.
Okay, got it here?
Yes.
Can I erase now?
For me, yes.
Okay. Deepalji?
Yes.
Okay. So, starting now with the nostrils or with the nose, the first part, the process now. This is the primary source of inhalation and exhalation. Primary source to breathe in the respiratory system, whereas the mouth is what? The secondary source. So,
Heat.
hmm?
Oh, no, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. And while in the nose, what we find in our nose mostly, we have the small, tiny, tiny hairs inside our nose. As well, we do find the mucous membrane inside the nose. Okay. So, what are these hairs or what is the purpose of the hair inside our nose? Why do we have this hair inside the nose or the nostrils?
For filtration of the air.
For the filtration of the air, we do have the hair. And what about the mucous membrane? So whatever the amount of the particles or the contaminants from the air will still pass through the nostrils, even if the person has the hair, that contaminants from the air will get stuck to that mucous membrane, that is what the sticky membrane inside our nostrils. The hair is what? The filter. The air particles or the contaminants of the dust particles from the air. Similarly, about the mouth, the oral cavity here, we already know and have seen in the digestive system. That is nothing but the secondary source to breathe. So unlike the digestive system where it was only one way to eat, but in the respiratory system, we can breathe through the nose and the mouth. The most important here in all the practice of the asanas, make down or write it down these clear things. If you practice any form of the asana, you have to breathe only with your nostrils. Only with your nostrils, but there are some postures where we can also breathe with our mouth. So I will just tell in what position we have to breathe with our mouth, and you can tell me at least one example of that pose. So if we try to shift or move our head up like this, if we tilt our neck back, that time we can keep our mouth slightly open. For example, if we are tilting our head up, moving our head up, and practicing these asanas, that time we can slightly keep our mouth open as it becomes difficult to breathe when we tilt our head up completely back. So can you just find it out any one asana? There are
Bhujang,
many.
Bhujangas.
Bhujangasana as well, the variation, the third variation of the branch, the fourth one maybe, yep. And we have camel pose, Ushtrasana, we have fish pose, Matsyasana. So these postures are also even in the Chakrasana, the wheel pose where we bend our back, but our neck is down like this in the Chakrasana. That time when it becomes difficult to breathe with the nose, I am not saying to keep the mouth completely open, but slightly to keep the mouth open to pass the air from the mouth to the windpipe. So whenever we shift or tilt the head up, we can breathe with the mouth by keeping it slightly open. The rest of the posture is done with the mouth. We will have the infection of the throat if we breathe with the mouth. Hoarse voice. The nose is only allowed to activate the energy channels that are the nadis and to raise the level of consciousness within our body from the bottom of the spine to the top to the crown chakra if we breathe with the nostrils. That is the part of philosophy actually is nadi, the subtle body anatomy. So we have the right nostril and the left nostril. That right nostril is known as the Pingala Nadi, left nostril is known as the Ida Nadi in Sanskrit. Pingala Nadi, in short, in English, I will tell you about, you can say sun nostril, right nostril, sun, Pingala. And the left nostril is the moon nostril. It is very cool and cold. The sun is the warm nostril. So in the practice of Hatha Yoga, what happens here, if we are practicing the Hatha Yoga and the purpose of this Hatha Yoga, it is not a style of yoga. It is not invented by the human. It is actually invented by the Lord Shiva himself, the first practitioner of the Hatha Yoga. Not I am talking about the different styles of yoga, who we know as the humans, like Ashtanga Vinyasa, Bikram Yin Yoga. So this Hatha Kundalini or the Tantric Yoga practice done by the Lord Shiva himself first is to allow or to raise the level of consciousness within us. So when we make sure our both the nostrils are flowing dominantly, properly, then and then only we could activate our Kundalini. That is our consciousness at the bottom of the spine. It's a deep thing. I am just making it short about the Kundalini. 3.5 feet coiled snake at the base of the spine. So it only activates when we breathe with our nostrils. How? When there is a balance between the sun and the moon. How it balanced? Due to the hatha, kundalini, tantric practice as well. Not the tantric practice what is being shown on the Google or any book. So the technique of mantra is completely different, whatever Lord Shiva has said, because it also has some double meanings. So whatever he wanted to say, people took the wrong meaning and Google is showing any wrong information about the tantric yoga practice. About the Hatha Kundalini here, if a person is practicing Ha and Tha, it means, hello?
Okay, you were kind of freezing and
Is
slowing
my
down.
screen frozen?
I can hear you now, though.
So Ha and Tha, it, am I freezing? What about now? Am I frozen now?
You're good now.
Yes.
You were.
Freezing.
Am I frozen now?
We can hear you now.
Okay. I was speaking, but I was frozen. But anyway, so this was all to bring the balance between the sun and the moon. Ha and Tha. Ha means the sun, Tha means the moon. When we balance this with the help of breathing with the nostrils, we can easily raise the level of consciousness within our subtle body, not only in the physical body.
So,
With yes, Ashita ji?
sometimes one of the nostril is dominant, like both
Not
the nostrils
sometimes,
are not.
all the time.
Okay, so means the air won't get flow properly from left and right smoothly every time. Then
Yes.
it's not open, right? Then how we can, then is it?
It is not so easy. It is easy to say. Whatever I was saying now, the knowledge from the tantric text, it is just easy to say. So I know even my nostril is only one is working at the moment, little bit more, one is going little bit less. Even if you will check, like which one is more flowing, which one is less flowing. You will
Yeah,
see some right is more or some people left is more.
yeah, left is more, right is not.
Okay, so your left is more flowing. That time we are not active. If our left is more flowing, that is our introvert side, the Shakti side. So that is the feminine energy more flowing here. So for example, my right is more flowing here. This nostril, if we need to balance, it is just easy to say people that we can balance with the help of yoga while I'm teaching. But the application is completely different. To apply it takes many, many years to keep it in balance for the permanent period of time. We could balance with the regular practice of yoga and pranayama. I mean, asana and pranayama. Yoga is not only about asana. So asana and pranayama, kriyas and meditation, all these four techniques, if we apply at least 2 hours every day, we could easily balance our sun and the moon nostrils. So
Okay.
this is what the purpose. Even if I will say you can balance in 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, it is all false word. Some people, teachers, or maybe some great gurus, or maybe they can say, but it doesn't happen like this. 1 day, 1 month, it's not a yoga. This is a course, certified. The course does not make it happen. Our application make it happen in our whole life. So the self-realization begins. It's a different process. It takes time. Yes. With the regular
So,
practice, keep it consistent.
so for yogis, is it always in a proper condition with Rishi Munis and all?
Yep. Yes, yes. So we're talking about that yogis. Actually,
Okay.
rishis, munis, sadhakas, gurus, yogis have different definitions depending upon their own desires and own ego. The yoga practice depends. So gurus, shishya, or shikshika, or teachers. So they all have different. Being a teacher, not a yogi. Being a student, not a yogi. Being a guru for some people, though some people recognize as a guru, not a yogi. So that is different process. The guru only removes the darkness from the disciples. The teachers can teach or give the information to the students. But a yogi is applying this continuously without any desire and any ego on the self, without any attachment. So that is very deep concept. If I will speak that, will not go in that philosophy now. Okay.
So is there any definition like if left is more dominant, then you said something in not active, and if right is more dominant, then active. Is there something like that?
Okay, I will say. Write it down. See,
Yeah.
when our left nostril is more active, then what happens? We feel a bit sleepy, or we are not much active state. Our feminine energy from the left side is more active, and our left nostril must flow at night more at the bedtime. Okay. If our left nostril is flowing at bedtime at night, we will sleep properly. In night at the bedtime, if our right nostril is also flowing more than the left nostril, it does flow also. It should not be blocked, I am saying. But if it flows more than the left nostril, then we have the half sleep problem. So when should our right nostril flow? During the day as well, during if we are performing the rest of the activities currently as well, when we are learning, studying, or when we are doing the action or the yoga, that masculine energy should work more or it should be open more. And while we are having a meal or a food, also note it down. If we are eating, which nostril should flow? To your right. If we eat, the right nostril should flow more. Why? Because the food gets digested properly. If while eating our left nostril is flowing and we are having a meal, then the food will not get digested properly due to an feminine energy. We feel a bit low and not in active state. So we should eat in that active state while eating. While sleeping at bedtime, left nostril. If left nostril is flowing while we eat, then we have indigestion problems. Then we have already seen what are the asanas with Leila for the indigestion. We have seen that day. So make sure. Yes, Sheetalji, got it?
Yeah. So if in case if right nostril is not flowing while eating, then we need to do some pranayam to happen, and then we should eat.
If we are practicing asana and pranayama early morning, then it gets balanced
Okay.
completely throughout the day. So the pranayama practice depends upon the physical workout. Even if I will say do this pranayama or do the right nostril breathing, do the left nostril breathing while sleeping at night, it does help as well. But like even right nostril breathing before or half an hour before the food. But more important, if we are practicing any flow or any sequence of the asana in early morning, following that sequence of the asana, we should practice a specific pranayama. If that specific pranayama depends upon how we do the sequence. If we are doing Ashtanga, if we are doing Hatha, if we are doing Vinyasa, if we are doing Yin, so it depends upon the practice in the morning, the
Okay.
sequence of the pranayama. Okay,
Okay. Thank you.
we have new iPhone here on the screen. I would like to ask first, iPhone, hello, can you hear me?
Mhm.
Namaste, iPhone. Am I audible, my voice? On the screen, the new member. I don't think the voice is audible for this device or iPhone. Maybe just I would like to tell the person to please mute the device or let me know if I am audible. I don't even know how to call a madam or the sir. Yep. Thank you so much. The next. So would like to ask if you are here for the 200 hours, the iPhone, the device, you are on the right session as well. We are going with the syllabus. So are you for the 200 hours, the iPhone, the device? Can let me know, yes or no. The rest, people, the nose, mouth, and the third region is the pharynx. So in the pharynx region, we have three types. In the digestive system, we have seen the two types of pharynx. In the respiratory system, we have three types of pharynx region. Oropharynx. First, we will see with the nose. So I will write down here nasopharynx. Then we will have oropharynx with the mouth. And we will have the laryngopharynx below the osso. So this pharynx region is nothing but our throat section. Nothing but our sections of the throat. These all three. If you will see the diagrammatic representation properly, if you have drawn the diagram, you will see the three regions of the pharynx in the previous diagram. Not to draw this diagram again, please. So the also nasopharynx is the region at the end of the nasal cavity. So this is your nasal cavity, nose. So at the end of the nasal cavity, right over here, you will see the region of the throat, that is nasopharynx N. Then we will have the oral cavity right over here, mouth. And the end of the oral cavity, this section of the throat is known as ossopharynx. And below the ossopharynx, there is laryngopharynx. So these are the three sections of the throat. L. L indicates laryngopharynx. Okay. So these are the three sections of the throat. So the air will pass from the nose and the mouth. It will first impact, or it will first go through the throat region. Then, if you will see or check the diagram again, after the throat region, you will see this blue line that will indicate epiglottis. And what is this epiglottis? A switch between the food pipe and the windpipe. So this epiglottis is what? The switch between the food pipe and the windpipe below the pharynx region. And what are these pharynx? Naso, end of the nasal cavity, oso, end of the oral cavity, and laryngo is just below the osopharynx. We will also see what is the larynx, that is our voice box. Now, if this much is cleared, let me know, we'll erase it.
Yes.
Okay, Leila? Okay. Thank you, Shikuji. If you will see the regions of the pharynx quite clearly, you will understand. Have you heard about the word Sutraneti? So Sutraneti is what? The cleansing of our nose and the throat. So Jalaneti is the technique where you pour the water from one nostril and you bring it out from the other nostril, the water technique. But Sutraneti is what? When you put the thread from the nostril and bring it out from your mouth. So your thread will pass through the nasopharynx. It will become out from the osopharynx. So to clean all the mucus here from the nasopharynx and the osopharynx must be done every day. Every single day, it is very must to practice the first technique, getting up early morning. This and the Jalaneti. Before the asanas and the pranayama. I repeat, before the asanas and the pranayama. Now, the next section here is the windpipe, that we will start with the trachea and its branches of trachea. So it will take quite a long time. We will see this in the tomorrow section only about how the windpipe is connected to the throat and its lungs. What are inside the lungs, about the branches, how the oxygen reaches to each and every cell, and how the carbon dioxide we exhale is working as well. Today, have you got some parts and the process a bit? Have you understood, I mean, what we have learned today?
Yes.
Okay. Any questions you would like to ask about today again?
Sir,
Mhm.
Jalaniti, usually people do it. Maximum people do it because it is more easy.
Mhm.
But this Sutraniti looks very.
I know.
So whether people really do it?
People, everyone does it, but the people, honestly, the people from India are more scared than the people from abroad. As per my experience of teaching to the Indian people and to the people from outside, because people are from India look this and are scared. They scream in the morning. What the hell is this teacher doing? Why is teaching like this? Just try to scream. But the people who come from outside, they do take risks. So we have that fear. Here in our childhood, the fear is being put in our mind. This will
Mhm.
happen, that will happen. But if we will do in a right technique, then nothing will happen under the right guidance of the right teacher. If you will do it, it is very easy technique. Just first 2 times or maybe 1 time it hurts while practicing Sutranati. It is a technique like in Jalanati, we have to bend our back or we have to sit in the squatting position in the Jalanati technique to
Mm.
make sure we breathe with our mouth only. In the Sutranati technique, we have to also breathe with the mouth, but that time I said we have to tilt our head up in Sutranati technique to insert the cotton wax thread or the rubber thread of the sutra. So with that technique, if we will do, it is very easy.
Okay, so whether that technique is going to demonstrate in our
Not
team in
online,
our course?
not online. No risk
No risk.
online.
Okay.
If you will stand right next to me, if you will be here, then it is very easy. This, if it happens something online, I cannot even pull the thread out from the note
Right. Okay.
online. So no, some things there are
Limited.
online, lot of things. I cannot, even if I would like to teach handstand or headstand, I never teach because I know if one of my students can break the neck in headstand and I am not there. So,
Mm.
so there is some right technique offline.
May I ask you?
Yes, I should. Namaste. Nice to hear your voice.
Yes, hello. May I ask, how do you clean with water the nose?
It is clean with the warm water, not our ordinary or the tap water, but it is warm. We put a pinch of salt in half a liter of the water. So 1 teaspoon of salt, and then we have a Jalanati pot. I think I do have. I will show you if you have. Give me 1 second because I have kept in my cupboard. If I will bring it. So we have this kind of pot, like this is a plastic pot. We do have also copper pot, and we insert it from one nozzle. The water comes out from the other with the help of this Nepi pot.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. You can find this pot online as well on the Amazon. Thank you so much. You can end the class, but just one Om we will chant. So keep your eyes closed one time and Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much, people. Have a good day.
Thank you. Take care. Have a great day.
Thanks. So see you tomorrow.